Welcome to Serenity Path, where we take the journey inward to find peace, clarity, and freedom. Have you ever caught yourself overthinking, worrying about the past, or stressing over what could happen in the future? It's like being trapped in a maze, where every twist and turn leads you back to where you started. The mind races, spinning in circles, often creating stories that aren't even real. But what if I told you, you can break free from this cycle? In today's video, we dive deep into understanding overthinking and explore how we can finally let go of the mental clutter that holds us hostage. Trust me, this video is packed with powerful insights and practical tips you won't want to miss. Whether you struggle with unnecessary worry, or feel overwhelmed by the constant flood of thoughts, this video will give you the tools to regain control of your mind and find true peace. Stay with us till the end to discover how the wisdom of Buddhism can help you escape the endless loop of overthinking, and how simple practices can transform your mind, bringing clarity to your thoughts and freedom to your soul. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We're here to help you break free from the noise and find inner serenity. Section 1: Understanding Overthinking. Overthinking is like being trapped in a maze inside your mind. You think you're walking in a straight line, but somehow, you end up where you started, lost in the same thoughts again and again. Imagine waking up and the first thing you think about is something that happened yesterday, or something you're worried about tomorrow. Your mind starts creating a whirlwind of what-if scenarios, spinning around a single moment, like a record stuck on repeat. Does it sound familiar? In the hustle and bustle of modern life, overthinking has become a reflex. We're bombarded with endless stimuli, work emails, social media, conversations that don't quite make sense. Every small interaction, every glance, gets magnified in our heads. And suddenly, what was a simple exchange becomes a mountain of questions, doubts, and insecurities. But what if I told you that most of these thoughts are simply illusions? What if I told you that overthinking is often nothing more than the stories we tell ourselves? These stories aren't rooted in reality, they're just made-up narratives. And yet, we cling to them as if they define who we are and control our actions. Imagine this: you send a text to a friend, and hours go by without a reply. Immediately, your mind goes into overdrive. Did I say something wrong? Maybe they're mad at me. Are they ignoring me? We start creating all these what-if scenarios. But here's the thing, that text you sent might have been forgotten by the other person, or they could be busy with their own life. The point is, the only person affected by your overthinking is you. Your mind is running a loop, dragging you down into a place of uncertainty and worry over something that might not even be true. This is where Buddhist wisdom comes in. In Buddhism, overthinking is seen as a form of attachment to thoughts, attachment to expectations, attachment to outcomes. Just as we might attach ourselves to a person, a goal, or an idea, we can also attach ourselves to thoughts. The more we hold on to these thoughts, the more they control us. It's like carrying a heavy backpack that keeps getting heavier the more you add to it. And the worst part? Most of what you're carrying isn't even real. It's just mental clutter. Let's take another example. You're walking through a park, and you see an old friend. They don't notice you, or maybe they don't wave, and suddenly, your mind starts spinning. What did I do wrong? Are they upset with me? Have I done something to offend them? This is the mind's way of attaching meaning to a simple action, or lack of action. You've created a narrative that the person's behavior is about you, when in reality, they could just be preoccupied with their own thoughts. So, how do we stop this mental cycle? The key lies in learning to let go. Letting go doesn't mean ignoring the reality of a situation, it means not allowing your mind to cling to it. It's about accepting that you cannot control everything, especially not the actions or thoughts of others. Overthinking thrives on our attachment to control. We want to know exactly what's going on in someone else's mind, and if we don't have that clarity, we try to fill in the blanks with our own assumptions. Here's a practical exercise. The next time you catch yourself spiraling into overthinking, pause. Take a deep breath, and ask yourself, is this thought helping me? Often, the answer will be no. Overthinking doesn't bring us peace, it just drains our energy. Instead of getting lost in an endless loop of worry, try focusing on what you can control, your own thoughts, feelings, and reactions. You can't control how someone else responds, but you can control how you react to the situation. Think about it like this. Imagine you're holding a glass of water. The longer you hold it, the heavier it feels. But if you put it down for just a moment, the weight disappears. Our thoughts are the same. The more we hold on to them, the more they weigh us down. But when we let go, even for a moment, the burden is lifted. In daily life, this means letting go of the need to control every conversation, every interaction, every outcome. Live in the present. Let go of the past and stop trying to predict the future. When you are present, the mind becomes lighter, freer. And that's when you start experiencing peace, real, lasting peace. Not the peace that comes from external circumstances, but the peace that comes from within, from accepting things as they are. This idea of living in the present is a fundamental principle in Buddhism. Buddha taught that suffering arises from attachment to the past or the future. We carry around the weight of what happened yesterday, or we obsess over what might happen tomorrow. But neither the past nor the future exists in the present moment. When you are truly present, free from attachment to past events or future outcomes, you can experience life in its purest form. A simple way to practice this is through mindfulness. Whenever you find yourself overthinking, gently bring your focus back to your senses. Feel the ground beneath your feet, the air moving around you, the sounds of the world around you. By anchoring yourself in the present moment, you break free from the chains of overthinking. Let's take a deeper dive into how this works in the real world. Think about when you're having a conversation with someone, and instead of listening to what they're saying, you're lost in your head, thinking about what you're going to say next. The moment you're caught up in your thoughts, you stop fully experiencing the conversation. You're missing the present, the connection, the joy of being in the moment with someone else. To change this pattern, try focusing on the other person's words, the tone of their voice, and their body language. Don't overthink it. Just listen. And when it's your turn to speak, speak from a place of mindfulness, not from a place of worry about how you might be perceived. Let go of the need for approval or validation from others. To sum it up, overthinking keeps us trapped in a mental loop. But we have the power to break free. By practicing detachment, learning to let go of our attachment to thoughts, people, and outcomes, we free ourselves from unnecessary suffering. It's a simple practice, but it requires awareness and consistency. So, the next time you find yourself overthinking, remember this: thoughts are like clouds in the sky. They come, they go. You don't need to grab them or hold on to them. Let them pass. When you stop clinging to every thought, you'll find that your mind becomes lighter, freer, and more at peace. This is the art of letting go, and it's something we can all practice every day. Section 2: The problem with attachment. Attachment is like a chain. The more you pull on it, the tighter it gets. You hold on to it, thinking it's giving you control, but in reality, it's the chain that's controlling you. It pulls you in different directions, forcing you to react to things that may not even be real. This is the problem with attachment. In Buddhist teachings, attachment is seen as one of the biggest causes of suffering. It's the root of our emotional turmoil, the reason we feel stuck in negative thought patterns, and the reason we get hurt by situations that are out of our control. Attachment doesn't just apply to physical possessions or people, it also applies to ideas, outcomes, and even feelings. When we attach ourselves to these things, we create expectations that lead to disappointment, stress, and frustration. Imagine this: you're waiting for a text from someone you care about. You think it's urgent, you need it to be from them because it will make you feel better. You start to check your phone obsessively, hoping to see that message. But hours go by, and no message arrives. The mind starts to race. Maybe they're mad at me, maybe they've forgotten about me, maybe they don't care anymore. You're attached to the idea that the message will bring you comfort or reassurance, but the reality is that attachment to that idea is what's causing your anxiety. Attachment feeds the mind with stories that may or may not be true. It's like telling yourself a narrative, even though the truth is still unfolding. But here's the twist: by holding on to these stories, we only make ourselves suffer. The person you're waiting for may be busy or preoccupied, but that doesn't stop your mind from spiraling out of control. So why do we do this? Why do we attach so strongly to people, situations, and outcomes? It comes down to our desire for control. We believe that if we can control these things, if we can predict and manage the behaviors of others, our lives will feel safer, more predictable. But this desire for control is the root of our attachment. It tricks us into thinking that we can bend reality to our will, that we can stop the river from flowing or make the wind change direction. But here's the reality: you can't control others. You can't control what they think, how they feel, or how they act. And no matter how tightly you try to hold on to someone or something, it will not stay the way you expect it to. This is where the suffering comes in. Think of a tree in the fall. The leaves turn colors, then fall to the ground. The tree doesn't hold on to the leaves. It lets them fall, knowing that new leaves will grow back in the spring. But we, as humans, are often like the person who tries to cling to the leaves. We resist change, we fight against the inevitable, and we try to control the uncontrollable. The more we cling, the more pain we create for ourselves. I've experienced this struggle many times. I've attached myself to the idea of how a relationship should unfold or how a situation should look. I remember a time when I was deeply attached to a friendship, thinking it would last forever, only to watch it drift away. I kept holding on, trying to make things work, but the more I held on, the more I suffered. It wasn't until I let go of my attachment to how the relationship should be that I was able to see it for what it truly was, and in that space, I found peace. A few years ago, I was obsessed with the idea of a career path I thought was meant for me. I held on to the expectation that this job was the key to my happiness. I worked tirelessly to make it happen, even though things weren't aligning the way I expected. The more I tried to control the outcome, the more frustrated I became. It wasn't until I let go of this attachment and allowed myself to explore other possibilities that I found a new direction, one that brought me much more fulfillment and joy. Attachment is like a leash on your soul. The more you hold on to things, the more you restrict your own freedom. When you stop clinging to specific outcomes, you open yourself to the possibilities that life can bring. Letting go of attachment is not about giving up, it's about setting yourself free from the need to control the uncontrollable. Another way to think about attachment is through the metaphor of a rope. Imagine holding a rope tightly, your knuckles turning white with the strain. The more you hold on, the more it burns your hands. But if you let go, the pain stops immediately. This is what attachment does to us. It creates a tension, a pain that we can release simply by letting go. When we hold on to the rope of attachment, we hold on to our ideas of how things should be, how people should behave, and how life should unfold. But by doing so, we prevent ourselves from experiencing the natural flow of life, which is constantly changing and evolving. Just like holding on to a rope too tightly creates tension and discomfort, holding on to your attachments creates suffering. So, how do we begin to detach from our attachments? The first step is simply awareness. Start noticing where you are attaching yourself to expectations. Are you clinging to a specific person or relationship, expecting them to act in a certain way? Are you attached to a goal, thinking that achieving it will make you happy? Are you holding on to a memory, replaying it over and over again, wishing it could be different? 1. Notice your attachments. Begin to identify the moments when you're holding on to something tightly. Is it a relationship? A job? A specific outcome? Pay attention to the feelings that come up when you think about letting go of these attachments. 2. Question your attachment. Ask yourself, what would happen if I stopped holding on to this? Would it change anything? You might find that the attachment is causing you more harm than good. 3. Practice acceptance. Accept that things change. People change. Circumstances change. You cannot stop the flow of life. The more you try to hold on, the more you resist the natural flow of things, the more pain you create for yourself. Practice allowing things to unfold as they are, rather than trying to force them into your idealized version of reality. Letting go of attachment doesn't mean you don't care about people or outcomes. It means you understand that these things are not yours to control. You can still love deeply, work passionately, and care deeply, but you do so without expecting others or the world to bend to your will. When you let go of attachment, you open up the space for things to evolve naturally. You begin to experience life in its fullest, free from the weight of your own expectations. In the next section, we'll explore the role of mindfulness in detaching from attachment and how we can use it as a tool for peace and freedom. By practicing mindfulness, we can break free from the chains of attachment and embrace the beauty of life as it is, not as we think it should be. Section 3. Mindfulness and the present moment. Mindfulness is like a gentle anchor that keeps us grounded in the present moment, amidst the chaos of life. It's the ability to fully experience what is happening right now without being caught up in the swirling thoughts of the past or future. Imagine a peaceful lake, its surface calm and clear, reflecting the sky above. That's the power of mindfulness. When we are present, our minds become still, like that lake, clear and free from disturbance. But in our fast-paced world, staying present is easier said than done. We're constantly pulled in different directions, checking emails, responding to messages, thinking about what's next. It's no wonder that overthinking has become so ingrained in our lives. But mindfulness offers a solution. It teaches us how to return to the moment, how to let go of distractions, and how to find peace in the here and now. Think about this. How often have you caught yourself daydreaming, mentally replaying a conversation from yesterday or worrying about what might happen tomorrow? The present moment slips away unnoticed as we get lost in our thoughts. But when we practice mindfulness, we bring our attention back to the present. It's like waking up from a dream. Suddenly, everything is vivid, alive, and real. The mind, by nature, is restless. It's always jumping from one thought to another, like a restless monkey swinging from tree to tree. We start thinking about something, and before we know it, our minds are miles away, worrying about things that don't even exist yet. We're either stuck in the past, replaying old conversations, or anxiously anticipating the future, trying to predict every possible outcome. But the truth is, the past is gone, and the future hasn't happened yet. The only time that's truly real is now. I remember a time when I was stressed out about an important project. Instead of focusing on the task at hand, my mind kept drifting to what might go wrong. What if I missed a deadline? What if my colleagues didn't approve of my work? But when I stopped myself and took a deep breath, I realized that none of those things had happened yet. I was already anxious about something that wasn't even real. I had to bring myself back to the moment, to the task I was actually doing. And in doing so, I found clarity and focus. Mindfulness is not about stopping your thoughts or forcing your mind to be quiet. It's about noticing your thoughts without getting caught up in them. Instead of identifying with every thought that arises, mindfulness helps you observe them from a distance, as if they were passing clouds in the sky. The more we identify with our thoughts, the more they control us. But when we practice mindfulness, we can watch those thoughts come and go without getting lost in them. A few months ago, I was walking through a busy street, feeling overwhelmed by everything around me. I could hear the noise of traffic, people talking, and the hustle of city life. But instead of feeling stressed, I decided to focus on the simple act of walking. I paid attention to the sensation of my feet on the ground, the rhythm of my breath, the feeling of the wind on my face. By focusing on the present moment, I felt a wave of calm wash over me. The external noise was still there, but it didn't affect me the same way. This simple mindfulness practice helped me detach from the chaos and find peace, even in the middle of a busy street. Mindfulness allows us to connect with the present, to experience life as it is without adding unnecessary layers of worry and stress. It's not about controlling your thoughts but about creating space between you and them. When you let go of the need to constantly engage with your thoughts, you open yourself up to the richness of the moment. Next time you find yourself lost in thought, take a step back and ask yourself, where am I right now? This simple question can help you return to the present. To further anchor yourself, try focusing on your senses. What can you see, hear, feel, taste, or smell? By grounding yourself in the physical world, you immediately shift your attention away from the mental chatter and into the here and now. Another practice is the body scan. Close your eyes and mentally scan your body, starting from the top of your head and moving down to your toes. Notice any tension or discomfort without judgment. Simply acknowledge what you feel and breathe into it. This practice not only helps you stay in the present but also helps you tune into your body's needs, promoting relaxation and stress relief. Living in the present doesn't mean ignoring your past or neglecting your future. It simply means that you're not letting the past or future dictate your experience of life. The past is already gone, and the future is uncertain, but the present is real and full of potential. By practicing mindfulness, you learn to appreciate each moment as it comes, without getting stuck in the what-ifs. When I started practicing mindfulness, I found that my tendency to overthink diminished. I became more aware of how often I was mentally living in the past or future, missing out on what was happening right in front of me. By simply being present, I was able to enjoy moments more fully, whether it was spending time with loved ones or even enjoying a cup of tea. It's in these simple moments that life truly unfolds. A friend of mine shared a story about her experience with mindfulness. She had been stressed about an upcoming exam and couldn't stop thinking about the outcome. She decided to practice mindfulness by focusing on her breath and grounding herself in the present. As she practiced, she realized that her anxiety wasn't coming from the exam itself, but from her attachment to the outcome. Once she let go of that attachment, she was able to approach the exam with calm and clarity, performing better than she had expected. Mindfulness gives you the power to let go of your attachment to outcomes. It teaches you to stop living in the future and start embracing the present. When you're present, you experience life as it is, without the heavy filter of worry, expectation, or regret. Practicing mindfulness can have profound effects on your mental, emotional, and even physical well-being. Studies have shown that mindfulness can reduce stress, improve focus, and promote emotional stability. But beyond these benefits, mindfulness allows you to connect with the deeper aspects of life, moments of joy, gratitude, and peace that are often overlooked when we're lost in thought. Practical steps for mindfulness practice. 1. Start with breathing. Begin each day by taking a few deep breaths. Focus on the sensation of the air entering and leaving your body. If your mind begins to wander, gently bring it back to your breath. 2. Take mindful breaks. Throughout the day, take short breaks to practice mindfulness. Focus on the task you're doing, whether it's eating, walking, or simply sitting in silence. Be fully present in that moment. 3. create a mindful environment. Surround yourself with reminders to stay present. Place objects in your home or workspace that remind you to return to the moment, like a small plant, a meaningful quote, or a stone you can hold when you need to ground yourself. Mindfulness is not a one-time practice, it's a way of being. By training our minds to return to the present moment, we stop the endless cycle of overthinking. We start to live in the here and now, appreciating life for what it is. When we let go of our attachment to the past or the future, we create space for peace, freedom, and clarity. Practicing mindfulness is a way to reconnect with our true selves and experience the world as it unfolds, without the weight of unnecessary thoughts or expectations. In the next section, we'll explore how letting go of our attachment to thoughts and outcomes can help us live more freely and peacefully. By embracing the present moment, we'll learn how to experience life with an open heart and mind, free from the chains of attachment. Stay tuned. Section 4. The Wisdom of Letting Go. Letting go is not a sign of weakness, nor is it an act of indifference. It is, in fact, one of the most profound acts of strength and wisdom you can practice. In a world where we're constantly told to hold on tightly, to people, to things, to ideas, letting go often feels counterintuitive. We are conditioned to believe that clinging to what we care about is a form of protection, that by holding on, we can control our circumstances and shape our future. But this belief only leads to suffering. Letting go is the key to freedom. It's about releasing the grip we have on our thoughts, attachments, and expectations, and learning to trust life's natural flow. It's about understanding that life is impermanent and constantly changing, and that trying to hold on to anything too tightly only creates tension and discomfort. By letting go, we open ourselves up to a world of possibilities, where peace, clarity, and freedom can flourish. Imagine this: you're holding a delicate flower in your hands. You love its beauty, its fragrance, its softness. But if you try to hold it too tightly, you risk crushing it. The more you grip, the more you harm it. However, if you hold it gently, with care and respect, the flower remains vibrant and alive in your hands. This is the essence of letting go, learning to love and care for something without trying to possess it. Attachment creates a paradox. On one hand, it feels natural to attach ourselves to people, goals, and dreams. We believe that by holding on to them, we can secure our happiness. But in reality, attachment often traps us. We become so focused on the outcome that we lose sight of the process. We become so fixated on controlling the situation that we forget to appreciate what's happening right now. This is where the wisdom of letting go comes in. Letting go is not about abandoning care or love, it's about releasing the need to control how things unfold. It's about accepting the impermanence of life and recognizing that we cannot cling to anything, no matter how much we may want to. In Buddhist philosophy, attachment is the root of suffering. When we cling to people, possessions, or outcomes, we resist the natural flow of life. But when we let go, we allow ourselves to experience life as it truly is, fluid, ever-changing, and free from the heavy burden of expectation. I have struggled with attachment many times in my life. There was a time when I was so attached to a certain career path that I couldn't see any other possibilities. I thought that if I didn't achieve this goal, my life would be incomplete. But when I learned to let go of this attachment, everything shifted. I found new opportunities, discovered different passions, and began to embrace life's unpredictability. Letting go wasn't easy, but it allowed me to experience a level of freedom I hadn't known before. A dear friend of mine once shared how she was deeply attached to the idea of a specific relationship. She held on to the belief that this person was the key to her happiness. But as time passed, she realized that she had lost herself in the process. She was so focused on keeping the relationship intact that she neglected her own well-being. One day, she made the courageous decision to let go, not because she didn't love this person, but because she needed to take care of herself. The moment she released her grip, she experienced an incredible sense of peace. She realized that true love doesn't come from clinging, it comes from letting go. Letting go creates space for new experiences, new relationships, and new opportunities. It's like cleaning out a cluttered room. At first, it may feel unsettling, but once the clutter is gone, you can see clearly. You create space for fresh energy to flow in, for new ideas to take root, and for new people to come into your life. By letting go of the things that no longer serve you, you make room for what truly matters. When I think about the times in my life when I've let go, I realize that each moment of release has led to personal growth. It's like shedding old skin. At first, there's a feeling of vulnerability, but then comes the freedom to be who you really are. When I let go of outdated beliefs about myself, my self-worth, and my expectations of others, I felt lighter and freer. Life began to unfold in ways I couldn't have imagined, and I became more aligned with my true purpose. I've seen many people go through difficult breakups or transitions in life, and one thing is clear: letting go is not about forgetting or abandoning something. It's about letting go of the emotional attachment that causes pain. A friend of mine went through a painful breakup and struggled for months, trying to hold on to the relationship. But the more she tried to force things, the more she suffered. It wasn't until she fully let go of her attachment to the person and the outcome that she found healing. By releasing the grip, she was able to move forward with clarity and peace, and eventually, she found a relationship that was more fulfilling and aligned with her needs. The wisdom of letting go lies in understanding that attachment is what keeps us stuck. It's what prevents us from moving forward, from embracing change, and from experiencing life as it is. When we let go, we break free from the chains of expectation, judgment, and fear. We allow ourselves to flow with life, rather than against it. How to practice letting go? Practical steps. 1. Acknowledge your attachments. The first step to letting go is recognizing what you're attached to. Are you holding on to a person, a situation, a belief? Pay attention to the things that make you feel anxious or tense. These are often the things you're attached to. 2. Reflect on the impermanence of life. Everything changes. People, situations, even our thoughts. Take a moment to reflect on how everything is in constant motion. This reminder helps you see that clinging to something that's temporary only causes unnecessary pain. 3. Accept what you can't control. Realize that you can't control other people, their actions, or the outcome of every situation. Focus on what you can control: your thoughts, your reactions, and your choices. Release the need to control everything around you. 4. Practice compassion for yourself. Letting go is not always easy. Be gentle with yourself as you let go of attachments. Treat yourself with kindness and patience as you release the grip on things that no longer serve you. 5. Create space for new experiences. Letting go makes room for something new to come into your life. Embrace this space with open arms. Trust that what's meant for you will come, and what's not will fade away naturally. Letting go is ultimately a form of liberation. It frees you from the mental and emotional baggage that weighs you down. It allows you to live with greater joy, acceptance, and peace. And it helps you see the world as it truly is, not as you wish it to be. The next time you find yourself clinging to something, whether it's a person, an outcome, or even a belief, remember this: you have the power to let it go. You don't have to hold on so tightly. Life will unfold as it's meant to, and when you release your attachments, you will find yourself flowing with it, not against it. Letting go is not a loss, it is a gain. By releasing, you make space for the abundance that life has to offer. And in that space, you find true freedom. Wow, what an incredible journey we've been on today. We've learned that overthinking is just a story we tell ourselves, a loop we can choose to break free from. By practicing mindfulness and the wisdom of letting go, we can finally release the mental clutter that keeps us from living fully in the present moment. Remember, the next time your mind starts to spiral, pause, breathe, and ask yourself, is this thought helping me, or is it just making me suffer? You have the power to change the way you think and feel. Freedom is just a thought away. By embracing the art of letting go, you'll not only experience more peace, but you'll also unlock the door to a more fulfilling, present, and vibrant life. If you found this video helpful, let us know in the comments below. Share your experiences, thoughts, and tips. Let's create a community where we all grow together. And remember, for more practical wisdom and guidance, hit that subscribe button. At Serenity Path, we are here to support you on your journey toward a lighter, freer mind. Stay tuned for our next video, where we will dive deeper into the transformative power of letting go and explore even more ways to embrace the beauty of the present moment. Until then, let go, be present, and walk your path with peace.